Life School MasterClass show, where 6 and 7-figure CEOs build their purpose-driven legacy businesses through proven branding, marketing, and sales strategies so that they don't have to sacrifice their income and happiness for their mission. Thanks for watching the Life School Masterclass show. Join our Facebook group community of badass mission-driven entrepreneurs, and come back next week same place and time for our upcoming show.
All right. Hello. Happy Friday, mission-driven entrepreneurs. We are back together again on another show. I am your host, Alona Lapari, and today I have the amazing honor to have my beautiful guest on, Sara, Sheikh, and we're going to be speaking about simplifying and automating your business in order to scale. A really important topic that I am sure lots of you are going to find a lot of value out of. Sara, thank you so much for being on our show, and just give us a little bit of an introduction around who you are and what you do as well.
Thank you so much, Ilona. It's an honor to be here. So my name is Sara Sheikh. I am a cybersecurity engineer turned entrepreneur. So I started my fashion business about 9 years ago. So I scaled that business to multi-six figures. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, I said, you know what? Let me try to help other entrepreneurs build their business online since I have done it for myself. So in that journey, I went through, having my own coaches, being coached, learning, building online businesses, and helping my client build and scale their businesses. Through that process, what I learned is that there's just so much to do. There's so much daily activity. Businesses are just complicated. It's like a full-time job on its own. And then a lot of people don't even utilize automation or any type of tech. It's just the fear of tech because they're not familiar with it. And it takes them a long time. They do a lot of things manually. I mean, you can imagine not just the time that it takes, but the error, the inconsistency, and all that comes with a manual task, right? And then if you have an employee out sick, then that task does not get done. So being a tech person, I'm like, how can I come up with either a framework that is gonna really help entrepreneurs simplify their business and also utilizing or leveraging the power of tech and automation so they can kind of pull themselves out of their business much quicker. There is one thing that I learned through, the marketing that I've learned, in the past even few months. The first priority that you have in your business is to fire yourself, meaning that you want to build your business in such a way that you fire yourself, meaning you pull yourself out of your business as soon as possible, meaning you place rock stars to run the business and you only manage. You only focus on the things that you need to be focusing on and not occupying yourself with daily tasks.
Well, you said so much right there. And we always talk about, how to grow our businesses online and how to become more visible and what are the
Exactly.
strategies and all these different things. So I love that you said that because, yes, in order to grow and scale, we need to come out of being the operator and go into the owner
Exactly.
CEO mode and just finding other ways to simplify and automate for sure the tasks that are so repetitive, probably, or things that we are doing that is taking us a lot of time so that we can give back time to ourselves for the strategy, working on that vision or figuring out what the next step and the right thing is to move us along pretty much in the growth process, which is a process for sure. So I would love to know, as far as your area of expertise, where do we start, what tasks do we automate, and how do we use technology, tech, as you mentioned, to start? Like, where do we start with that?
I mean, the simplest and the easiest one is email marketing, right? Email marketing, all you have to do is just kind of build your funnel meaning your input or what you're promoting, and then how people can put in their email. Simply, a funnel is just a landing page. It has the information that you're offering. When people opt in, it captures their email, their name and their email. It places that in an automation that you've already created, and then they started getting the automated flows, right? And then once you do that, that also allows you to put them into marketing automation, additional emails that is going to continue to nurture them, and also sales automation where you can promote whatever you're selling. So, in one sentence, I talked about lead generation, nurture, and sales automation. Right. So email marketing is the simplest one. And then if you want to go beyond that, let's say if you're hosting an event, you can have a set of automation just to capture, those who are interested. You got to provide them with all the information they need, send, detail of the event, anticipation, the program, whatever you're going to be talking about or you're teaching. And then you lead them into the sales process or the sales automation. So those are the things that you can automate. And aside from that, there are so many other things that you can automate, right? Your client onboarding process. When people sign up, you can have an automation that provides them with the contract. Once they sign up the contract, they get the onboarding document. They can review it, fill out whatever they need to fill out, submit that. And then from there, they get membership access through an email that is going to be sent to them automatically once they submit the onboarding form. So that is another thing you can automate. And then you can automate other processes that is within your business. Every business is different, so the process will be different. But those are the things that you can automate. You can automate your communication. You can automate your support. So just understanding, and if you don't know where to start, you can definitely reach out to an expert and get an idea of what is the best area in your business that you want to automate or you should automate to kind of allow you to free yourself up.
Yeah. Well, you said so many important things. And when it comes to email marketing, right, that is such an important, especially when we're building all these communities and audiences online. We don't want to just rely on online, right? So really having a way to, capture emails and capture information so that we have another method of communication is
Mm-hmm.
really important. And the fact that you help people with setting all that up is beautiful, because at the end of the day, that is another stream in our business that we have and we get to keep, because Facebook
Exactly.
could just block us tomorrow and we
Exactly.
have this interview with
Not only that,
screens everywhere. But
I
it's
know.
true. Hmm.
Yeah, not only that, if what happened last year with Facebook and Instagram being down for 2 days has not been a lesson for anyone who does not have an email marketing strategy, I don't know what would wake you up, because that was such a wake up moment for a lot of people who thought email was dead, that they did not create an email marketing strategy. So know that you could lose access at any moment, or they could go down any moment, and you'd be losing your entire business if you're depending on social media.
Absolutely. You wake up tomorrow and you have no one on your network. And that's why I say the value of anything is your network, is your net worth, and the communities you've built, and, all these different ways on the platforms for sure. And Sarah, and you also mentioned, other things as well, as far as systems that on automation and utilizing the right tools. I think it's so important that a lot of times there's things that we can do also by looking at, just like you said, client onboarding, a few steps that you set in place, and it saves you down the line so much
Mhm.
time. And even, hiring maybe for that, so that the people you do hire are focusing on the high level activities in your business that are really going to bring back a great return on investment. Sarah, how do you feel about lead generation? Everybody speaks about, the ads and automating the lead generation, not having to talk to humans. If we could just like get someone on some funnel and then bring them in our world and turn them into a client, I think that's what everyone is like, oh my gosh, how can we do that? Like, how do you feel about that versus the human touch, the human connection, the calls that we need to always have to make sure that we are constantly engaging with one another and really providing value? What do you think about
I Oh
difference?
yeah, I actually don't agree with automating the entire process, because we are in a time where there is so much out there, and how people are going to know if you are legit, or how they, if they even connect with you. So my strategy is not to automate 100%, but automate what you can automate, but continue to have that human connection. You have to have that human connection. People need to get to know you. If they're going to pull out their wallet, they need to get to know you and make sure that you are the person for them. And you cannot do that 100% through automation, right? You got to have that connection, and then you got to you got to create that comfort level for them to be able to be confident enough to pay, because we're not asking a small amount of money. Transformational coaching is pretty pricey, and for people to be comfortable enough to spend that kind of money, they need to at least have that human connection and know who they're going to be working with.
Mm. I love that you said that, because there's so much confusion out there. Well,
Mhm.
why do I need to do lead generation? Why do I need to connect? Because at the end of the day, you have to position yourself, you have to brand yourself, people have to trust you. You need a way so that we do that. And whether they're coming from an ad, or whether they're coming from a Facebook group, or whether they're coming from, just your network or someone referring them, is a different story. That's the easier part. But I think when we're trying to bring in new traffic in our business, for sure, I think human to human connection is never going away. And I mean,
Right.
I shouldn't say never going away. I hope that, that's
It will not.
how
I
it
hope
will go away, but maybe we will connect. I know that I was listening to the interview on Mark Zuckerberg yesterday. Actually, it's funny enough, with Gary Vee, and he was talking about building these virtual communities down the line. Obviously, we will progress, but at the end of the day, we have to always keep in mind we are speaking to other human beings, and whether it's a virtual communication or personal communication, I think every all the skills we still need to learn still stand, because that's a skill for life. We're always going to be serving other human beings, right? So no
absolutely.
matter how we are doing it, so sometimes we just need to put that into perspective, because sometimes we just get lost with all these different ways. And you know entrepreneurs are all confused over, like, what is the right strategy, the next tactic, and they're just like chasing their own tail with so many different things. And of course, we go into overwhelm, burnout, all these great other things that happen out of that. So
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I think it's really valuable information, just to put some perspective behind some of these, strategies and things that we need to put in place, so that it
Mhm.
becomes more real, more, something that we can do, and not to be scared of the tech part. And also, get familiar with the tools that are needed, so that we give ourselves time and, energy back to do, to work on other things. Sarah, I love to talk. We love to talk here about mission-driven entrepreneurship and journey. Our journey as entrepreneurs. So I love to hear a little bit more over, how has your journey to entrepreneurship been? What has some of the lessons been? Some challenges that you had to overcome? I think we always need some inspiration, especially as this journey tends to get very lonely and very, challenging at times. How have you personally sort of navigated this area in your life?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is definitely a lonely place. But one thing that I've learned, and I did it, and then I see it in a lot of the newer entrepreneurs, is that trying to do it all. And that's like the biggest mistake, because you cannot be an expert in every area. So if you try to do it all, you are going to half-ass some of the stuff because you're not expert at everything. And then you're going to burn out yourself because you're trying to do everything that you're not even good at. So the smartest thing to do is know exactly what you're good at and focus on those, and either outsource or hire even a virtual assistant to take on the other tasks that they're good at. See, everybody's expert in different area. If we focus on what we're good at, we're a lot more productive.
Mm.
Not only you're going to be productive, you can position yourself as a leader of your business rather than trying to figure out every little detail of your business.
Yes, so true. It's so important. And I love the fact that we can in the trenches and learn how to do all these things.
Mhm.
I think that's still valuable, especially if you are at the beginning, because then you know exactly what the process looks like behind the scenes. So when you do hire, you are more, you understand how to give direction, how to coach the person that
Exactly.
under you as well.
Learn so
There's
you can instruct, but don't try to learn to do it, because to learn in order to instruct, you just need to know some level, right? You don't have to have a deeper knowledge. But if you have to do it yourself, you have to immerse yourself deeper and know it so well in order to execute it. That's going to take away time from the other things that you should really be focusing. But to learn it just enough so you know how to instruct somebody and know how to look at the result is sufficient. That way, you are not occupying yourself with tasks that are not important for your business.
Absolutely. We have to calculate where our time is most productive, and always
Absolutely.
in the sales generating activities, it's always where we need to be mostly so that we start getting those incomes in, and then we have that ROI to reinvest back and do all these other amazing things that we need to do to keep growing the business so that we don't kind of just like suffocate the business because we're like trying to be
Mhm.
everything to everyone. Very, very valuable advice. Anything else, Sarah, that you have learned that you would like to share with us?
Making sure that you are smart about hiring, because I have done bad hires in the past where I had to do things over again. You had to tear it down and do it again. So when you are ready to hire or outsource, just make sure that you ask all the right questions. Look for reference. Read a review about them. There are times that I've hired people, they take the money and then they disappear. So due diligence, I mean, understand who you're working with, make sure you get referrals, and also ask all the right questions. See what they have done for other people. Talk to those other people so you don't fall into this, trap where you lose money and now you're chasing these people and you're never going to find them. Now, not only did you lose your money, you wasted time.
That is such so unfortunate. And I hear that unfortunately not just with hires, but with even people that do what we do in our level. And there's so much, I would say low integrity in the market, unfortunately, that,
Unfortunate.
you need to do your due diligence and really align with values and really, understand first and clear, what you need to hire, what you need to do, and go through the trenches yourself so that you have a very clear idea of who you're hiring. Hiring is just like clients, it's always the best people that to hire is referrals, right? People that know someone that has built that know, like, and trust. But there's also other ways, of course, but hiring is crucial for sure once you have gone through the process enough yourself so that you know exactly what to delegate. So really awesome advice.
Absolutely.
And how about as far as mindset? We know how important mindset is, especially as entrepreneurs. What have you learned in your journey that you could share with us in this
Oh,
area?
a lot, a lot. I don't even know where to start, honestly. But one thing is just staying positive and just keeping people who really elevate you. Don't spend too much time with people who drain you or who bring negative energy. It is really important to stay and have this positive energy. Otherwise, you're going to caught in this negative energy cycle where you continue to attract the negative stuff. And it's like an endless cycle that you can't get out of. So, number one, surround yourself with people that really light you up, that support you, and that also bring the positive out of you. And number two, just create habits of doing things that actually creates that achievement, or that feeling of completion. You feel like you've achieved something that will continue to bring about that positive energy, and it's going to encourage you and continue the momentum to continue to do what you need to do. Most of the time, like you said, being entrepreneur, it's a lonely place. Sometimes you don't have that motivation, so figure out what motivates you and focus on that.
Yes, definitely. Surround yourself with, good energy, with people that really share your values and even that are maybe further along your journey. I think it's so, so crucial
So
just to be part
important.
of communities that people are dreaming bigger, are achieving success in those levels that you're looking to achieve your success as far as what your business, how your business is concerned, and what you like to build, because we all have different ways that, why we want to build something. And just because someone is building it at 7, 8, 9, 10 figure level doesn't mean everyone needs to go there. But I think it's important that whatever we're choosing to do, is we align ourselves with the right values. people that share those similar values so that we can move along and really carry ourselves through the days that we just
Yeah.
feel like showing up or doing what we need to do, or even maybe quitting. Or I think business, and I was just thinking about this yesterday, and I think about this all the time. It's like parenting. Sarah, do you have kids?
Oh, I have three. I have grown-up kids.
So you've been through that journey. I'm like still a little
Yes.
bit there, as my kids are still 15 and 12. But I feel like business is the same way. You work, you
Mhm.
have a mission. You love your kids unconditionally. Your business is just like the same. It takes a lot of energy, like takes a lot of
Mhm.
it takes a lot of putting in, and then sometimes you're not getting it back as fast as you want to, but you are planting the seeds for, obviously, for future growth a lot of times. So just like that perspective for me personally always helps me, because even when with parenting, it's like you do so much for other people, then you
Mhm.
don't always know the product of your parenting, and it's not always just you, of course, our environment and other things. But it's like the investment you put in all the years, you see that as they get older. I'm sure in your case, you probably could speak to,
Yes.
you kind of integrated society, they're a little bit older, but
Mhm.
when they're like small, you just like don't know. You have all your doubts, you have all your days. It's like, am I doing this right? Am I not? But you still show up, you still,
Do
help them
your
out,
best.
still take care of them, right? So
Yeah.
I think business is like really the same thing, and that's at least my perspective of what I've kind of have reflected on for a while, since it's so easy to understand the parenting side, and I think business is the same way. What do you think about this
It
particular?
is. I mean, anything worth getting requires hard work, persistence, and patience. Just like you said, whether it's raising kids or investing in an investment, you know that it takes time. It requires some work.
Hmm.
But like you said, sometimes you have doubts, and all you can do is do your best, right? Try to do your best, be better at what you're doing, be excellent at what you're doing. When you put that effort, your result is going to show up eventually. It may not show up right away, but it will show up eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing advice. Constantly work on yourself, constantly invest in yourself. I think that's always key, because you become more valuable for your business, your community, your clients, and everyone else. It's constantly a process of growth. And that's why we chose business, which is
Right.
personally, it's one of those areas where it's like, oh my gosh, the growth will never end. And there's always new levels to go to if you choose to. If you're comfortable, you're comfortable. Obviously,
Mhm.
everyone achieves a certain level of lifestyle, maybe that's okay for you, right? But do with it as you each his own. What is that saying? But I think
Which
it's
is on,
important,
yeah.
yeah, to really understand that it is a journey and a process, and we just have
Yes.
to be focused on the contribution, the service to with what we do, and just like keep at it. 80% of it is really just showing up when you don't feel like it a lot.
Exactly.
So yeah, just put on your thing and just keep at it. Do that
Keep
live, even
going.
though you don't feel like doing a live today. Do the
Exactly.
show, just even if you don't feel like doing the show today. And then of course, once you start, you feel so much better, as it's always the case, right? Because then you're
That
like,
feeling, that feeling of accomplishment is definitely a thing. It makes you feel much better. It will encourage you to keep going.
absolutely. Well, Sarah, thank you so much. We've reached the end of the show. I try to keep the shows pretty nice and sweet, so everybody gets a chance to kind of get the messages and like the root of the conversation. I appreciate everything that you shared with me so far, and kind of just bouncing back perspectives in business and life and entrepreneurship. I think it's always, a great thing that we could do to kind of share, our experience with other people. And then it's always, if someone needs it, if someone listens to it, that's kind of helping them get through something, then we have achieved our mission. I always talk about the power of one with our content, that even if we impacted one person,
One
we
person,
really
yes.
mission completed. So thank you so
Yes.
much for joining me on our show today. And I would love to ask you, where is it that people can connect with you further?
Oh, you're welcome. It was a pleasure to be here, Ilona. So definitely you can connect with me either on Facebook, just look up Sarah Sheikh, or Instagram, Sarah Sheikh _ENG biz. That is for engineer business. And you can also check out our website. We actually have an automation system. It's called Spark Digital Inc. You can check it out. It's all-in-one automation. So that's another place you can actually find us and find more information about how we simplify and automate business. So these are the places that you can find me. So thank you so much, Ilona. It was a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is all mine. And yeah, if you guys need anyone in the tech world and in the automation world, Sara is definitely the person to go. Thank you so much, Sara, for everything. And we will see each other next Friday. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Welcome to the Life School Masterclass Show, where 6 and 7-figure CEOs build their purpose-driven legacy businesses through proven branding, marketing, and sales strategies so that they don't have to sacrifice their income and happiness for their mission. Thanks for watching the Life School Masterclass Show. Join our Facebook group community of badass mission-driven entrepreneurs, and come back next week same place and time for our upcoming show.